Hello, I'm Susan Moody, and I welcome you to this episode of Front Porch Conversations. Today we have visiting with us on the porch Linda Cywin. I'm excited to meet her, and I know that you're going to be excited to learn some things about her as well. I really appreciate your coming in today.
Not a problem.
Nice. First thing I have for you is, how did you learn about Advent Christian Village, and how long have you been here?
It'll be 2 years in October that I was here, and I learned about Advent Christian Village from some friends that I went to church with.
Did they go here? Did they live here?
They lived here, but we went to First Baptist Church in Live Oak, and I was looking for something because my sister has been sick and she wanted me settled before something happened with her. So I decided I was going to try and get into the village, and I did.
And that was, was she here as well? Did she come here
No,
as
well? She's not here.
Okay. I was curious about that. So you did know some people in the area, which made it a little bit easier. Where did you come from? Where were you raised?
I was raised in Chicago, and I grew up in Chicago, which is a crazy city.
Is that right?
Yes.
I've not been. I don't know. I know it's cold. That's all. Cold and windy.
Very windy.
Very windy.
They've got a lot of different things to see, like 2 zoos and an aquarium and 3 museums.
And did you participate in all that?
Yeah.
Did you go to those?
Yeah. My parents were both very, very well doing that. They would take us down there.
They like the culture, I guess.
Yeah.
Of
my
it.
mother more than my dad, but yeah.
Do you miss Chicago at all?
Not really, because I don't really have any family up there anymore.
Okay. So this is your family.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yes.
And like I mentioned when you came in, I had seen you around, so I know that you're involved with different things. What are you involved in here at the village?
Well, I am the volunteer coordinator. I serve as second vice president to the membership executive council.
Goodness.
I work several days a week at Dowling House. In front desk, and I'm in the choir.
You are very, very busy then.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, and you probably consider that more play than work?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good attitude. You mentioned the choir. Tell me a little bit about that. Is that the choir here at the village?
Yes, it is. I started out when I first got here, I started out wanting to go to the choir. I've been in the choir most of my life. I started out when I was real little. I started out in the kids' choir, and then when I turned 14, I advanced into the adult choir. And so I really enjoy singing, and it's really
Is this thinking about the cantata? You and I mentioned that earlier. Is that something you've participated in then here?
Yes, I did last year and the year before, and I absolutely loved being in the cantata.
Wow. Had you done that before? Was this the first cantata you had participated in when you were here?
No, actually, I've been in cantata since I was 14.
So you were very involved even then when
Yes.
you were in the choir. Well, I think that's grand. Going back to Chicago and having been raised in Chicago and my not having been there, I don't know much about it. Other than the cultural pastimes, were there other entertainments or anything that's special that stuck out or a special memory from being in Chicago?
Yeah, I actually had a lot of memories about doing stuff with my mother. She was pretty active in making sure that we were rounded and we had different things to go to, like the pool at the public park. And we used to go there in the evenings and we'd go in there during the day. And we used to spend all day Saturdays playing in the pool, at the pool and stuff.
Do you use the pool here?
I haven't yet.
You haven't? Someone told me that they've got the heated pool and then the outdoor not heated pool, but they have like water aerobics.
Yes.
I'm not sure. I haven't been either, but have you considered doing something like that? Or it sounds like you're busy, but maybe.
I have been considering doing water aerobics. I'm eventually going to do it.
Well, I hope you do. I have a neighbor who does that, and she's there every time they open the doors for it. She just really loves it. And there's not a good group, so you could work yourself in, and don't feel like that's a big crowd.
Right.
But I think it's going to grow because they've got new staff there.
Yes.
But I hope you get involved with that. Well, I have seen you at the Lope and Gopher. Is that a favorite place for you to go?
It's one of my favorites,
people?
yeah.
And you have a group of people that maybe meet you there, or you just show up?
No, I actually have a group of people that I meet there. It started out when I first moved here. The very first night I moved here, as a matter of fact. I went downstairs to get something to eat, and I was sitting at the table in the Loaf and Gopher, and people started coming and talking to me, and became friends with them, and so
that was it.
Yeah.
You mentioned people coming up and talking with you, and you were new. I had the same experience when I was new. People I didn't know would come up and say, "We haven't seen you before," and introduce themselves. And I found that to be a comfort. That's one of my favorite things about being here is the fellowship and family that they seem to have. Out of everything that you're involved with, whether it's the people or the church or what I'll call your job on the boards and all, what is your favorite? What do you really, really enjoy about living here?
I actually enjoy the people.
The people.
I had the same thing when I first moved here. People coming up and talking to me. I was really scared because this was the first time I ever lived on my own in my whole entire life. I've actually lived a very sheltered life when I was growing up. I have what's called PKU, and it's a genetic disorder where my body is not able to process protein.
Okay.
And I've been on different things for years, and about 13 years ago I got on what's called Palynziq, and what that is an injection that I take every day that allows me to eat when I want to eat.
Do you think that's why you said you led a sheltered life? Maybe your mother was protecting you, guarding you?
My mother, PKU, they tell you, 1 out of 4. Well, we had 3 out of 4. And unfortunately, because I have 2 older brothers that are older than me, neither one of them was on treatment. And they didn't have treatment during that time. No. So my oldest brother, who was profoundly retarded, who passed away a few years ago, and then I got another brother that's moderately retarded, and he is on Pelon Zinc right now, but it's not going to change the damage that PKU has already done.
Right.
As for me, the reason I was able to get treatment for PKU was because my mother, after she had me, and with the boys being retarded, she told the doctor she wanted me tested, and the doctor wouldn't do it. So she sued the state of Illinois and won, and was permanently making it mandatory that babies be tested at birth.
Right. Well, then, being here and having the support group and the family and the friends that you've made, family being the people who are here, it's just been overall a good thing for you in many, many ways.
Yes.
I like that. I like that a lot. Have you got any goals for doing, we talked about the pool, becoming involved in any other way? They've got ceramics and different things. I was wondering if there were other interests.
Right now I'm just trying to maintain what I'm doing.
Oh, you're busy.
I'm not going to say that I'm not going to be doing stuff in the future. I don't know.
Right.
I will take that as that comes.
Well, and I think that's probably a wise way to go. I was talking to someone earlier. I was reading in the FNN about the artist series that's going to be starting, and they're having a meeting, like a introduction to the series that's coming up. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you think you'll attend, the various?
I'm thinking about it. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do it or not. Part of me would like to, but I'm not sure at this point.
Right. I know they have music and speakers. I'm trying to think, a violinist, bands, different things, and most of them are held at the church.
Yes.
So that might make it convenient.
Some of them are held at the church, and a lot of them are held in Lake City.
Okay. I think the one that I'm referring to then would be the one here, because I doubt I'd go all the way to Lake City myself. But that leads me to ask about the singing, since we mentioned singing earlier. Have you done any singing outside the church?
No, not outside the church.
Not outside the church. Where do you live here in the village?
I live in Carter House.
That's probably why I've seen you in the lunchroom or Lope and Gopher. Mm-hmm. It's really a social place, isn't it?
Yes, very.
For people to gather and meet and visit and talk.
The one thing that they told me when I first contemplated moving here is that you can be as busy as you want, or you can have as much time alone as you want.
Wow, that's profound.
Yeah, it really is. And it's true.
Huh. You jumped right in, though, didn't you? You
Yes.
wanted to be busy.
Yeah, I actually did all of that stuff that I was told you about in 1 year.
Really?
The first year I was here.
That just doesn't sound like someone who felt isolated or sheltered. It sounds like someone who's always done it, but you kind of broke free, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It was being that this is the first time I've lived on my own by myself ever. I've always lived with people, whether it was my ex-husbands or my sister, my parents. There was something about living in my own apartment that kind of freed me.
Oh, I'm sure it was very liberating.
Yes, it was, and it was even more liberating when I was able to do it.
So you bloomed.
Yes.
Advent Christian Village has allowed you to bloom.
Yes.
I'm going to remember that. Okay. How about goals for, I know you said you don't know what's next and what you're going to be doing next, but there's always a bucket list. We all have a bucket list. I've got one. Is there something you really want to do, whether it's here in Florida or here within the village or travel, or just, is there something you really want to do?
I really want to sing more in the church, not necessarily with the choir, maybe on my own.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I have done solos in the past, and it's been a long while since I did a solo, so I'm kind of a little nervous about it.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
But I'm supposed to be in one of the ensembles this month or next month, and I was in Tracy's office this past week singing, because when I first started in the choir, we hadn't done that, and she had never heard me sing by myself before. And she told me, she was like, it's nothing more than I just want to know where to put you and know who to put you with.
Right. It's a process.
But one of my biggest memories about singing a solo is my mother lived in Chicago, and I lived in Worthington Springs, and my ex-husband and I picked her up from the airport, and she went to church with me. And I made arrangements with the choir director there to sing my mother's favorite song. And so I was able to sing a solo in church. My mother was there. And
how about it?
That was just one of the best feelings in the world.
How emotional.
Yes.
Emotional.
Yes.
Gosh. I am impressed with that. Talking about the church and singing and all, what are you, other than the fellowship and all, somebody who's moving here, what are you impressed with so much that you would suggest to them as a good reason for coming to the village? Why should they come here?
They should come here because there is so many opportunities to do things. As the volunteer coordinator, there is a 2-page list of different areas that you can volunteer in, if that's your thing. There, like you said, there's all kinds of things like ceramics and book clubs and stuff like that. And I don't think anybody would be sorry that they moved here, even if they're an introvert, where they like to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of opportunities for that.
So do you plan the programs? When you mentioned the coordinator, do you just keep tabs on that they're still moving? What does that actually entail, your position?
What I do is I have a program called the Welcomers, and I have welcomers in different parts of the village. And what they do is I get notification that there's somebody that's going to move to the village, and I get a folder, and in the folder I put in a booklet that tells about the village, a schedule for the bus, a map, a letter from the CEO, and a list of all the different places to volunteer. I give those to my welcomers, and they get vouchers from the member services to take them out to dinner, out to lunch.
Nice.
And to get them acclimated to the different areas in the village.
So were you welcomed, or is this something you created?
It was created a while ago, but it had not been active for a while.
Okay.
So when I became the volunteer coordinator, I reinstated the welcomer.
Well, I'm very appreciative of what you do, and I know there's more that I want to know about you and what you are involved in. I want to thank you for coming today.
You're welcome.
And I thank y'all for coming and viewing this episode and sitting in with us on the porch, and I look forward to seeing you next time.